Hello again. Welcome to Political Circle. Ebonyi State Governor, His Excellency Francis Nwifuru, recently said that he was not worried about the coalition of opposition parties in the country. According to the governor, politicians should be expecting opposition at all times. Observers are wondering why the governor became one of the first governors to react to the coalition. Also, there are claims that there was attempts to hijack the coalition in Ebonyi State. The question on the minds of observers are, why the quick reaction? Why the attempt to hijack the coalition? Is the governor not comfortable with the coalition? This and many more we will be finding out on Political Circle today. I am joined by Barrister Ebonyi Okoro, a human rights and constitutional lawyer. He is also the Executive Director, Center for Nonviolence and Social Justice. Once again, our topic is coalition fever in Ebonyi State. My name is Luke Mbo. Barrister, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
I will start immediately. And my question will be, why did your governor, His Excellency Mr. Nwifuru, react so quickly to the coalition of political parties in the country? Could there be any reason for this?
I consider it as panic. Panic is the major reason why he reacted before every other person could react, because he knows the implication of this coalition if it succeeds. Because Ebonyi State is 80% pro-Obi, Peter Obi, and Peter Obi being in that coalition is a grave danger for the political calculation in Ebonyi State. So it is the panic that drove him into that reaction.
Thank you very much. But how do you see the coalition itself? Is it standing? Because you know that there are many actors in that coalition with different interests.
Well, the coalition is in the works, and we are watching them keenly to know how they handle the issue of primaries that will produce the presidential candidate. It is the choice of presidential candidate that will determine whether the coalition is dead on arrival or whether the coalition will succeed. And the excitement that greeted the coalition in Ebonyi State specifically is because of the personality of Peter Obi and the Peter Obi's announcement that he is part of the coalition. That was what created it, and that was what caused the panic, because the governor of Ebonyi State knows that if Peter Obi is produced as a presidential candidate for ADC in the 2027 election, that he is done for. Not personally, but his party, ADC, APC, is done for in Ebonyi State.
Oh, well, there is this allegation that there was an attempt to hijack the party in Ebonyi State. How true is this?
Yes, there was an alleged attempt to hijack the party. Immediately the announcement of coalition came on board. And the manner of the hijack, or alleged hijack, is a primatur of the former governor, David Ebonyi. Because Ebonyi has a peculiar kind of politics to stay in his party and take over any party that will portend the danger to the survival of his party. So what the Ebonyi State quickly did was to announce a civil servant, one Jennifer Adibe Mwafo, whom everybody knows to be a civil servant in Ebonyi State in the Ministry of Aviation. Under David Ebonyi as governor, she was appointed SA to the governor on inter-party relations. As currently is a civil servant in the Ministry of Aviation. So there's no way a civil servant can be a chairman of a party, a political party. But then she was declared the chairman of political party unilaterally without any contribution to members of the new coalition and without directive from the national structure. We all know that the structure of Ralph Nwosu in the national structure of Ralph in ADC was dissolved to give way to the new leadership of the coalition. That is David Mark and Ale Bashar as secretary. And so we in Ebonyi State as opposition figures are waiting for directive from the national structure of ADC before we can now begin to set up structures in the state, in the ward, in the local government. But as we speak, the Adi Benwafo led ADC that was imposed by the government of Ebonyi State has already started setting up structures in the state, in the local government, and in the wards in Ebonyi State. And these structures or membership of these structures being set up are members of APC. So effectively, the government of Ebonyi State is taking over the coalition that is yet to take effect or yet to stand on its feet. They are taking over across the local government, across the wards. That is the extent they have gone to hijack the coalition.
But how can they hijack a coalition without relating with the main actors at the national level? How possible is that?
The intent is to cause confusion. When the national structure of ADC finally comes down to direct maybe formation of state and local government structures, so that the people will be thrown into confusion as to which of the structure is the real structure. Is it the one that has been set up by Adi Benwafo, that is the structure of ADC, or is it the one to be set up on the directive of the national structure of ADC? That will be the confusion they want to feed on. And that is the confusion they want to use to throw spanners in the works of the ADC coalition in Ebonyi State.
But from the way you are speaking, are you part of ADC?
Yes, I am part of ADC, provided the ADC produces Obi as the presidential candidate. If they make any mistake of producing any other person as presidential candidate of ADC, then the coalition is no more viable, and I will return to my PDP. Because I am a member of PDP, and I am part of the faction of PDP in Ebonyi State that has left or about to leave PDP for the new coalition of ADC, provided they get their mathematics right at the national level.
So you have interest.
I have interest. I have serious interest. My interest is for a better Nigeria, a new Nigeria, which I know that P2P represents. P2P is a unique character that is different from the people that parade themselves as leaders in this country, that are not interested in the welfare and security of the people, but only in what they can grab, snatch, and run away with from the national table.
Yes, talking about what is happening in Ebonyi State, there's allegation that there is a lot of political apathy within the state. How true is this?
Well, I must say that there is no political apathy in Ebonyi State. Ebonyi State is politically vibrant. Ebonyi State is politically vibrant, and Ebonyi State loves their governor. Because their governor, Governor Francis Nwifuru, is filling the void that former Governor Dave Umahi left in Ebonyi State. The void in human capital development, the void in welfare package, the void in health and educational sectors. He is carefully filling them because former Governor Dave Umahi's government was characterized by delivery of what I would term the hard copy of governance. But this present governor is focused on delivering soft copy of governance.
Could you expatiate?
I will expatiate by saying that under David Umahi, no pensioner received his pension or gratuity. From 2015 to 2023 when he left, many pensioners died in agony and in pain. Teachers never, no civil servant enjoyed any promotion for 8 years that David Ebonyi was in government. No promotion whatsoever. Those who were promoted did not get any commensurate review of their salary. And no civil servant in Ebonyi State under David Ebonyi knew what would be his take-home pay at any month in time, because he has the discretion to take it up or bring it down.
So serious.
Yes. So there was no salary scale under David Ebonyi. So you don't know what you are taking home. Under David Ebonyi, the health sector was in total collapse. He did very well in infrastructure, but most of this infrastructure did not impact on the socio-economic needs of the people. But what did this present governor did? He left infrastructure to fill that void created by former governor David Ebonyi. And that's what I call soft copy delivery of governance. He started by paying every pensioner from 2015 to 2023. Every pensioner received his gratuity and his pension, those who survived David Ebonyi's days. He also started by giving every civil servant his due promotion and reviewed their salary to be in line with the new minimum wage. Under David Ebonyi, the health sector, the entire Ebonyi State has 13 general hospitals. Only 5 doctors were in charge of the general hospitals. It was a terrible situation. But he was busy fencing the whole general hospitals and painting the fence. But the inside of the general hospital, the only effective facility in any general hospital in Ebonyi State was the mortuary. There was no doctor, there was no nurse, there was no pharmacy in any general hospital. But this man came, the first month of his position as governor, he declared the recruitment of 3,000 health workers, yes, including governors, including doctors, nurses, and pharmacists. And he bought SUV vehicles for all medical doctors in each general hospital. So if you go to any general hospital today in Ebonyi State, there's a doctor, there's a nurse, there's a pharmacist, there are medical personnel to attend to you, and they work 24/7. And it's no more the mortuary that is functional, and people are very happy about it. In education, there was, of course, constant retirement of teachers who reached the retirement age, but there was no recruitment throughout the 8 years of David Ebonyi administration. So we started by recruiting 3,000 teachers in Ebonyi State. And every state, every local secondary school today have teachers. Many of them more than they need. So this is what I mean by soft coffee delivery. And it's not only that teachers are employed, their welfare package is good. They are in line with the current national minimum wage that has just been approved by the National Assembly. And once in a while, during festive occasions, he gives largesse. He gives what Nigeria calls palliatives by way of food materials, money. Last December, he gave every civil servant 100,000 naira. Take home, free. It's not part of the salary.
That's good.
And he also paid the 13th salary. 13th month. So, people, that is why I say there's no apathy. But there is only one setback.
Which is?
There's only one setback in the administration of Governor Wilfred. And that is what he inherited from the former administration of David Ebonyi. David Ebonyi recruited, I would say 99% of his cabinet, his commissioners, were all appointed by David Ebonyi. And of course, you know, he's a product of David Ebonyi, with whom he worked harmoniously when he was the Speaker of the House of Assembly for 8 years. So he found favor with David Ebonyi, and he used the kind of Nigerian kind of politics, by fire, by force, to make him the governor, for which he remains grateful today. Most of these cabinet members, the commissioners, the SAs, appointed by David Ebonyi, do not show adequate, proper loyalty to the governor, but to their benefactor, the former governor of David Ebonyi. And so the direct impact of this on the administration is that they do not share the drive of the governor, Francis Nwifuru. They do not share his passion to bring development to the people. Okay, another factor that the people regret is that in the issue of development, in allocation of resources, in the issue of allocation of projects, he chooses old retired politicians who left PDP when they lost the election and joined APC because they want to be at the table to feed. These are people he trusted with government projects. And once they collect mobilization, that is the end of it. Many of these projects are either abandoned or uncompleted. And so that is why for the past 2 years now, the governor has no project to commission.
You don't mean that.
It is not because he did not give out these projects. It's because people collected money and refused to deliver on these projects. And because of his nature, he's not a gra-gra person like David Ebonyi. He's not an aggressive, he's not a rude person. His nature, his good nature, did not allow him to go after these politicians who are taking money and refuse to deliver on projects. And so you see so many uncompleted projects across Ebonyi State. And for the past 2 years, no signature project can be attributed to the present government of Ebonyi State. That is what we regret. Okay. And that is why it will appear that people are less than satisfied with the government.
Are we now to say that in the process of avoiding what happened in Rivers State, he's now having this fever, coalition fever, afraid of the coalition because to a reasonable extent he is not, most of the projects he awarded are not commissioned. And again, there is also the issue of not wanting to fall into the same kind of waters that the former River State or River State governor is passing through now.
Yes, after his first year in office, there was this rumor that his benefactor, the former governor of Ebonyi State, was raising another person to succeed him for second term. And if you know David Ebonyi and his politics, if he says it, he means it. But he will come publicly and declare support for you to divert attention and for you to lower your guard.
Okay.
And we know that it is a senator that also comes from his own zone, which is Ebonyi North Zone, whom he, former governor, also made senator.
Okay.
So there was this rumor that he was nursing the young man to take over in 2027. Being somebody who worked with Ebonyi for 8 years,
he understands.
He knows it was an existential threat. And that was why he could not muster the courage or political will to discipline any of his appointees, because that could draw the angst of former governor, his benefactor. And that is why he could not break down on all these politicians that took money for projects and did not complete these projects, or some of them did not even initiate any of these projects. He could not go after them because of the fear of his benefactor. But I believe that in his second term, if he's allowed to get it his second term, he will do more to drive the passion he has for Ebonyi State.
Time is not on our side.
All right.
Let's talk about taxation issue.
Yes.
Briefly, before we sign off.
Ebonyi State is overburdened by unregulated taxation. Unregulated in the sense that all manner of people are in Abakaliki City and across Ebonyi State local government areas collecting tax from everybody. And if you know our governor, he comes from a very large family. His family is a community of his own. And so everybody from his Z is a tax collector. is the enclave where the governor comes from. You see, governor has pronounced that he doesn't want to tax market women who put their wares on the ground to make a living. But these touts ignore him and go ahead to collect and extort money from everybody that puts anywhere on the ground, either in the street or in the market, in the way of sale. So that is the cause of overtaxation. And you are in your shop, those in the international market have been complaining, and many of them are leaving Ebonyi State, relocating to other states, because all manner of people come to collect tax today. The next day, another group will come and say that the other group that came did not have authority to collect tax. They are the authentic ones. So this unregulated taxation is what is killing the state, and the governor appears to be at a loss on how to control these things.
Oh, well, from what you have said, I think we can deduce that the governor is doing well.
Yes.
He's a very kind person.
Yes. Very empathic.
The problem is just that there are people distracting him.
Yes.
So
there are people sabotaging him.
To that extent, we'll say that there is no proper coalition fever in Ebonyi State. Since he's empathic, he's good, and he's doing well.
The people are not happy that the legacy that Dave Ebonyi left in Ebonyi State is dying. If you came to Abakaliki under Dave Ebonyi, everywhere is well lit. Everywhere is well lit with street lights and signature projects. But most of these signature projects are not maintained.
Thank you very much, Barrister Ebonyi Amos.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure having you.
My pleasure too.
Thanks for coming.
Thank
on
you,
this very note, we want to thank you for joining us on the program today. We pray that you join us again. I am Luke Mbo. Nigeria, we heard thee. Bye-bye for now.